Brought to you by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. 86 degrees, 52% humidity, a little bit of wind, and you do see the forecast with the cloud tonight. We are expecting some thunderstorms, but hopefully those don't come until about 10 p.m. Dallas. So post-game.
Well, you know what?
I'm
calling for thunder in the first inning, Jenny.
I like it.
I'd like to see some of that.
Well, it's good that Henry Bolte will lead things off for the Athletics then. A little Bolte of lightning would not be bad at all. The starting lineup brought to you by your Sacramento area Chevrolet dealers. After Bolte, it's Zach Geloff. He'll DH again. Then Jeff McNeil, Jonah Heim will clean it up. Tommy White, Lawrence Butler, Max Muncy, Alika Williams, and Daryl Hernandez in with Jacob Wilson still day-to-day with left shoulder soreness.
Man on the mound tonight for the Kansas City Royals, Daniel Lynch IV. Just his third start of the season. See 50 innings under the belt of the left-hander. And he will serve as the opener. I'm sure if they can get him through a few innings, they'd like to see that pitch count building, which you'll note at the bottom there, Royals are 0-7 when using an opener this season. So again, as Daniel Lynch tries to continue to build that pitch count, whether it's a traditional opener of the one-inning variety, or maybe you're able to squeeze a few more innings out of him, that will remain to be seen.
Typically a first pitch strike thrower is Daniel Lynch, and we know Henry Bolte likes to fire off at him, but he takes the first pitch away and starts with a 1-0 count. We're going to check down, and Henry held up 2-0. Yesterday it was a big bolt of lightning, but from the Jeff McNeil variety, he started off the game with a leadoff homer. In fact, the A's yesterday got most of their offense once again from the long ball. That has been a trend over the last couple of games, and McNeil today is going to hit third. Pitch to Bolte, swung on out to center field and deep. On the move is Spell, and he will make the catch. One down, and we'll take a look at the Royals defensively. Joining Isbell in the outfield is Nick Lofton in left, Jack Caglione in right. It's Gold Gloves on the left side of the infield for the Royals. Michael Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr., then Michael Massey at second, Vinny Pasquantino at first, and Carter Jensen back behind the plate.
It's going to make you feel real good as a pitcher. A couple of Gold Glovers on the left side of the infield, even specifically so left-hander. You like to sink it away, maybe throw a changeup, get you a roll over to the left side.
1-1 count for Zach Geloff. Geloff originally in to play the field, and once again a late lineup change as he moves to the DH. And Max Muncy will be in the field. Let's take a look at the umpiring crew tonight. Andy Fletcher is the crew chief, calling balls and strikes. Alec Tosi's at first, Corey Blazers at second, and Jansen Visconti has moved to third. The 2-1 fouled. Zach had a single in the first inning yesterday, went 1 for 4 in the ball game.
I think some of the adjustments that Zach Geloff has continued to make, not only coming into camp this season, but throughout the season, that have really paid off. And I think it's a guy who, you know, we talk so much about finding a home for him defensively, but I think honestly, as the season has gone on, he's been able to kind of put that aside and allow the focus on the offensive side of the game really take over. Because I mean, we've seen him cut the swing down and just take the singles to right. We've also seen swings just like that, power packed to the opposite field. That was Sunday.
Full count here in the first inning for Geloff. 3 home runs now for Zach in the last 7 games. And you look at his OPS leading the club, 827. And he'll take the pitch. A walk for Geloff. Put a runner on for Jeff McNeil.
Well, the man behind the plate tonight, Andy Fletcher, made his big league debut back in '99 after 28 seasons. Said, you know what? time to take it to the house, and that'll happen at the end of this season. So job well done, Mr. Fletcher. Appreciate your service. Struggle with the ABS strike zone has been overturned a league-leading 72% on the ABS challenges.
McNeil swings the first pitch through on the right side. A base hit for Jeff. First and second for the A's.
Mac waiting not a minute. This dude has just been seeing beach balls here as of late. Everything looks hittable to Jeff McNeil right now, and he's getting to just about everything.
That'll bring up Jonah Heim.
You know, I think it's an appropriate comparison, but Jenny, you start playing a lot of golf consistently, and maybe you're not somebody who's a scratch golfer, a 6 or 8 handicap. Maybe you're in the double digits plus or so, but you find yourself on the course, you know, 3 out of 4 days of the week, and maybe it works out that way over the first couple months of the offseason. Before you know it, you're just stepping up, striping it, really not even a thought to it, and it feels like Jeff McNeil has just kind of found that slot. I mean, it's almost an unconscious effort to just go up there. Look, I know I'm going to get a pitch to hit. I know I'm going to like it. I know I'm going to put the barrel on it, and I know it's going to find a hole. He has been lights out.
Here's the 3-0 to Hyman for a strike.
Problem is Jeff McNeil, he's not a 12 handicap.
I was just going to say, how long is it going to take for McNeil to find his golf game in the offseason now?
It's ever present.
One of the best on the baseball circuit, and a walk for Heim. Bases are loaded. Here with one out, and Tommy White coming up.
Well, it's time now for StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. Quite literally, Tommy tanks, because it's 2 of them, folks, in back-to-back ball games for Tommy White. And I think for a guy who we saw show up, and we saw him swing the bat what will look to be very comfortably early on. Did not look like he was overwhelmed or overmatched by the stuff or how he was being attacked. I mean, I think his 3rd ball game in the big leagues, had a 4-hit game. Like, it just started to settle in quickly. And you know, I don't know that we're necessarily telling you he's settling into his power stroke, but at times when guys first get themselves on the board with the home run, you do start to see it come in bunches.
Tommy with a ground ball. It gets past Garcia. Into left. Home comes the first run in. Geloff behind him. McNeil, and the throw. McNeil is out. A's try to squeeze in 2. They come away with 1. And 2 outs off a Tommy White RBI single.
Yeah, it's a strong throw from Lofton. And you see, I mean, look, Lofton has the ball 2 steps before McNeil, ever gets to third base. So an aggressive send. And remember, McNeil just maybe not as speedy as he once was.
1-1's the count for Lawrence Butler. Butler's offense has certainly improved here in the month of August. Saw him yesterday with an infield single, and this is on the ground. Massey with the slide, and he'll make the throw to first for out number 3. But the A's got a run. They start in the lead. Freddie Basso coming up. Athletics got the leading run across. They're up 1-0. We go to the bottom of the first, and here's the Kansas City lineup, brought to you by your Sacramento area Chevrolet dealers. Leading off tonight will be Nick Lofton. Then it's Bobby Witt Jr., Caglione, Garcia, and Pasquantino. A pocket certainly to watch. Perez, Massey, Jensen, and Isbell. Freddie Basso's the opener for the Athletics tonight. It's a left-on-left matchup. And we'll see how long each of these pitchers have in them.
Yeah, I think at this point it's just going to be about how efficient you can get through your first inning And whether or not that's something that can buy you an extra inning or two. And Jenny, I think as far as Brady Basso is concerned and the bulk arm tabbed behind him, one of the big concerns that I've always had, or I think that's something that should just be factored in, is preparing that bulk reliever for when they're going to come in, giving them time to prepare. Well, at this point in time, I think being able to squeeze as many outs out of Brady Basso as you can takes priority over preparing the individual who might be coming in after him to get ready for the ball game, because outs are a premium.
Here's the 2-2 to Lofton. Out to right field and a foul ball.
There's the numbers for Basso. Just his second start / opening assignment. 16th overall appearance. Split time between the big leagues and AAA Las Vegas. Seen him on a couple different tours. But I think what we have seen from Basso in the past is at times a guy that can give you multiple innings of really good work. And then at times there's just been a struggle to stay in command consistently over the outing.
Often fights it off.
And I know it might sound like I'm making excuses for guys, but something that's difficult to do is create consistency for yourself when you find yourself in different roles, different spots. But that's part of learning how to overcome the adversity that frankly is self-imposed, because you haven't been able to establish any sort of consistent role for yourself.
The 3-2 fouled. Out of the gate, a lot of pitches here for Basso against the leadoff hitter. Number 9 on the way. And in for a strike. Brady Basso starts things off with a K. Let's take a look at the Athletics defensively. This evening, McNeil is at first, Stalika Williams at second. Daryl Hernandez is started shortstop. Tommy White's at third. Jonah Himes doing the catching. And in the outfield, it's Max Muncy in left, Henry Bolte in center, and Butler in right field. We haven't seen Muncy out in the outfield too much, but definitely something that the Athletics had prepped for and planned for in his return to the big leagues. Wanting to create that versatility for him, just like Zach Geloff.
Well, that was kind of part of the assignment while he was in AAA, right? Get comfortable. And that's on his way back from injury, but also just with the shuffle up and down. It's one of those things you ask yourself, how can I make myself more attractive roster-wise? If I can serve more than one role, I think that gives me an opportunity to let the bat play, let the bat speak for itself, and give them confidence they can plug me in different spots.
In the air and foul for Bobby Witt Jr. And of course the need ever present with the announcement today that Tyler Soderstrom will have season-ending hip surgery coming up on Friday. And disappointing news for Tyler, because the offense was really reeling there. He's sitting at 19 homers. You were hoping to get him into a 20-homer season, but just on the heels of so many injuries this year, and injuries that have season-ending implications on them. You add Tyler Soderstrom now to the list. It's frustrating for Mark Kotze and his group. Obviously not what you planned going into this season, but you're going to get a deeper look at what is on your roster right now and the different positions they can play.
Well, it is.
To center field for Witt, and going back is Bolte. Initially took that step in, be able to recover. Out number 2. And here's the look. It is a laundry list, Dallas.
Well, and what do you take away from all that is these are guys that will not see any more game action, right? Rooker, Sodi, Sevy, Kriske, Hoagland, Leiter, Sterner. I mean, you've got 5 different pitchers, 2 position players right there. Look out.
And right into the glove of Daryl Hernandez. 3 up, 3 down as Jack Caglione lines out to end the first. Take the A's on the go this season and stream the games on the NBC Sports app, brought to you by Toyota. Look at the exterior, Kauffman Stadium back here for the second. Max Muncy up against Daniel Lynch the fourth. 1-0 Athletics, scored a run in the first, got a couple walks, and Tommy White drove in Zach Geloff. There's the numbers for Muncy this season, hitting .215, but coming off a nice Sunday at the ballpark in West Sac, went 2 for 3 against Texas as the Athletics won that home series. A's racked up pitch count for Lynch to 23 pitches in that first frame. And you're starting to go, okay, maybe he could get through 2. Possibly another batter, but a guy that's coming off a couple of opening outings, including his last one against the Dodgers. 39 pitches, high in the air to left. Lofton will move back and shy of the track, makes the catch out number 1.
Well, to your point, Jenny, serving in a couple different roles, seeing his 46 games of relief, 10 earned runs, 3 starts, 7 earned runs. That's across 5 innings, and one of those 7 does include the run tonight back in the first inning.
Alika getting some more playing time, again moving around the infield where needed, and a fly ball to shallow center brings Isbell in for the catch. 2 gone. Now to bring up the 9-hole hitter, Daryl Hernandez.
Well, I think Alika has been a guy who is, you know, it's not maybe how you like to come across the opportunity, but because of the need for healthy players and at times positional depth.
Ground ball to third. Michael Garcia, the long throw, and an 8-pitch inning for Daniel Lynch the fourth. We'll move to the bottom of the second. Clear the Shelters, NBC's nationwide pet adoption and donation campaign, helps find loving homes for animals in need while also raising funds for local animal shelters and rescues. Go to NBCBayArea.com to help pets find their forever home now through August 31st. Okay, you can unplug your ears now, Dallas, because I know if you heard that, you're adopting all the pets.
Yeah, my wife put it into that very quickly. Very quickly in our relationship.
It's a great campaign. Check it out. 1-1's the count for Brady Basso against Michael Garcia. Has the middle of the Royals order here in the second. And a long foul ball for Michael. Just returned yesterday off the IL. Had a hand injury that kept him out since June 23rd, but feels like he didn't miss much time. Multi-hit game for him. And past Jeff McNeil, just hit off his glove and into right field. A base hit for Garcia to lead off the second.
Fastball away. We saw Garcia last night kind of expand his strike zone on a pitch well up and out of the zone, but a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that he could handle. Got to McNeil trying to lay out and knock it down. Got a little leather on it, just not able to secure it.
Now Basso goes left on left against Pasquantino, who fouls off the first pitch. Pasquantino also returning off the IL, so the Royals feel like they're getting some pieces back as the season's winding down.
Well, 2 things you want to do, I think, if you're a team that has dealt with some injury and you're a player that has battled injury, you'd like to finish the season knowing that you're healthy, knowing who's healthy from the team perspective.
Garcia leaning towards second, but goes back, lifted in the air out to left. Muncy will make his move. and catch out number 1.
No, I don't know a lot of guys that are, and this is something that I've found kind of intriguing, Jenny, is, you know, when I was playing as a pitcher, if you were dealing with injury or had battled injury, but you were able to come back at the end of the season, you still felt like, you know, winter ball, a good opportunity to get the innings that you missed under your belt and take care of any sort of, you know, polishing of or development.
Perez swings at the first pitch, high in the air, out to right, and Lawrence Butler will be there for the second out.
And I just don't know how many guys are terribly excited about that notion. I've always said for a young player, if you're healthy enough to be able to go and play winter ball, do it. And in my instance, coming off of injury, needing to log the innings, wanting to put myself back in a position where I could be on the radar to get to the big leagues, I wanted to go and show that I was healthy.
Check over on Garcia at first. Yeah, so you feel like winter ball has kind of fallen off the option list a bit?
A little bit. You know, and I can understand guys wanting their time, and you feel like if you come back and you showcase that you're healthy, you know, what do I need to go and play more for? I get it. I understand it all. I just, you know, I love the idea of being able to go and travel and make new friends, enjoy new experiences, have new teammates, but ultimately just feel confident in yourself. Yep, I'm good to go for next year.
Swing and a miss for Massey. 0-2's the count with 2 outs and a runner on here in the second. And Basso delivers the pitch. It's gonna miss, 1-2.
Didn't miss by a whole lot. Trying to get Massey to go fishing.
Ground ball chopped, having to range is Williams, and the throw over to first. Aliko Williams gets the job done behind Brady Basso, and they strand a Royals runner.
A's fans, get your votes in. You can vote for the River City Chicken Sando. Fill in your ballpark bite bracket for a chance to win tickets to try these bites in stadium. You can vote at MLB.com/bracket. And what do I have to do to become the unofficial judge / spokesperson for that endeavor?
There's a bunt from Bolte, and it's fouled.
I mean, I'm the only guy who's successfully worn the rally nacho sombrero in Houston.
I think it's a cowboy hat. It's a big cowboy hat.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you know, Texas, their whole theme.
Yeah, you're right.
I remember it did fall apart, and you did find strands of cheese in your beard for a few days, but other than that, you successfully wore it, yes. Don't worry, we're gonna get some tastes in here in Kansas City, good eating city. I want to find you some food in the ballpark the next couple days, bud. Don't you worry. Jack Perkins starting to warm. Set for the bulk of the innings for the Athletics pitchers today. And here it is, you know. There it is.
Told you.
We all got video. See, it's a hat.
Yeah.
A cowboy hat.
That's
the shape of a hat.
It would fall.
We'll take ground ball to second. Massey close to the bag, and that'll be the first out.
It'd fall right around my shoulders shortly thereafter. Do you remember the look on my face?
Oh, it was great. Oh, let's see this. I hope we have a slow-mo video of it.
Well, it started to break down. I mean, let's not forget, folks, that there's cheese, there's guac, there's...
Look at how fast, though. We had such a great crew. They were right to the rescue.
There's a lot going on.
I'm sure no other broadcast teams have tried that.
Oh, no, they've...
Since you've been in there.
Yeah. It's gotten great reviews.
Here's the 0-1 to Geloff. Popped up. And Massey will head back to the outfield. Out number 2. Another 2 quick outs here for Daniel Lynch, the 4th. He was cooking in the second, just 8 pitches. 6 pitches so far for the 2 outs as Jeff McNeil comes to the plate. And we're highlighting McNeil's great numbers. He swings at the first pitch, and it'll be a line out to Bobby Witt Jr. behind the base. So 7 pitches is all it took for Lynch to get through 3 in the 3rd. On athletics.tv, you can watch NBC Sports California athletics games in home television territory with no blackouts. Take advantage of the price drop, now just $34.99 for the rest of the season. Got some aggressive swingers here in the game so far. Carter Jensen fouls off the first offering from Basso, who's sitting at 28 pitches now. Had a quick second inning, did give up the first hit of the game, and this will be the second. Into center field, Carter Jensen on with a leadoff base hit.
Well, I think aside from a couple of walks in the first inning for Daniel Lynch, both guys have pounded the strike zone. And I think for 2 teams who just not necessarily interested in waiting around for the offense to come alive, you get some pitches early that you can put a good swing on, let it fire, and that's exactly what they've done here.
That'll bring up the center fielder, Kyle Isbell. Isbell squares to bunt and fouls it. And that's who we expected to kind of do, I guess maybe not the bulk, but come in at least second in Mason Black. More of a true bullpen type game, with the majority of their link probably coming from the opener in Lynch. Here's the 0-1, squared to bunt again. 1-1.
And the rare repeat show of the bunt attempt. Typically you see guys show, maybe make one go at it, not successful, they pull it back, you won't see it again.
White remains on the grass and swinging away into center field. High pop-up, Bolte with the catch. 1 out and first time through the order for Basso. Just 2 hits allowed and a strikeout, as it's back to the guy he struck out in Nick Lofton.
Well,
and with that, Mark Kotze coming out.
That's it. That'll be all she wrote for Brady Basso. Job well done for the left-hander. Able to work your way through the lineup. He is responsible for Carter Jensen over there on first base, and it'll be up to Jack Perkins to get rid of the rest of the Royals.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Law Tigers, Northern California's motorcycle lawyers at lawtigers.com. Back in Kansas City, Missouri, Athletics up 1-0, trying to keep it there, bottom of the 3rd. A runner on for the Royals and 1 out, and here comes Jack Perkins now to do the bulk.
Be the 30th overall appearance for Jack Perkins this season. And as you said, Jenny, responsible to try to, before trying to get the Athletics through the middle portion of this ball game, hopefully even longer if things work out for Jack Perkins. And I think this is where the idea, the mentality of being a premium outgetter in this role. And I know I've said that before. I've referred to that man right there as a premium outgetter. And I think the 7 outs that he was able to log, premium. Why? It's to start the ball game. You haven't allowed a run across. He is responsible, as I mentioned, for Jensen out there, but just giving your boys a head start. They're able to put one on the board in the top of the 1st inning. Just trying to keep that momentum rolling.
Nick Lofton will be the first batter that Perkins faces. 2nd time up in the ball game. And taking off is the runner. Throw down from Heim. And safe for Carter Jensen.
Well, Jensen had a lead with a lane. You can see him all but headed towards second base. Foot first slide in just ahead of the tag of Alika Williams.
Well, umpires are coming in.
Call on the field is safe at second base. The Athletics are challenging.
So manager's challenge coming for the Athletics, and this manager's challenge brought to you by Mazda.
And what you got to think about is whether or not that tag, I mean, because you saw how Alika caught it, right? He let the ball travel about as far as it could before hitting Jensen. Ooh, and that's going to be tough.
Well, it looks like he swipes him. It's just hard to tell with the leg of Alika kind of blocking that corner view of the base.
Yeah, where the toe is. Because you see, I mean, it looks like the foot is just starting to come down, but is the heel dug in on the side of the base? And I think he very well could be out. I mean, because he gets him right as the tag starts to come down. You think about the webbing of the glove of Alika. Right there. Tag is down. It's just a matter of whether or not they think that foot is already on second base.
Well, it's taken a minute in New York for them to decipher the call, which could favor the Athletics here.
Well, see, I always think that if it's taking a long time, especially with the initial ruling being safe, they think they might see how it could be called out, but is there enough clear and conclusive evidence?
Here's the call.
We'll get our answer here.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner's out. The Athletics will retain their challenge.
Well, you love that.
Goes down to the caught stealing. 2-4. 2 gone now here in the third. And an 0-1 count against Lofton. We were talking about the mindset of a bulk guy and a guy like Perkins, who has been in the starting role and trying to kind of get some of that warm-up routine going before he comes into the game. Well, now not having a base runner on probably feels a little more comfortable in his start here. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
We do your slates clean, and now you can kind of take that deep breath, go attack the man at the plate.
Basso talking about his innings with Gage Jump. It's a young core right now, Dallas, a young core of starters that's continuing to learn and grow each and every outing. One that, as a product of that youth, A's are having to be very patient with, but they have seen a lot of steps of growth here in the last couple of weeks.
Well, I think it's nice that they're able to have those conversations. You know, I myself, part of a veteran rotation when I got to the big leagues, and then there was some roster turnover, and that rotation age quickly shifted downward.
Here's the 3-2. Fly ball to right. Lawrence Butler will be there for the catch. We'll move to the fourth. Athletics looking to add to their 1-0 lead. Upcoming schedule brought to you by Service Champions. The weekend will find the Athletics in Houston against the Astros for 3 after this 4-game set here in Kansas City, and the Twins and Orioles coming to town for the homestand in West Sacramento next week. Back to school and back to the ballpark, all in one fell swoop.
Yeah, back to school.
How about it? Jonah Heim out to center. Isbell will make the catch for out number 1.
Your kiddos.
Yeah, Vincent started 3rd grade today, so happy first day of school in our house. We'll have a kindergarten going off soon.
Woo!
Kindergartner. Oh, gives mama tears.
Oh, man.
All grown up. Your 3 girls got back.
Yep.
It's like old hat now. You guys have been in school for like, what, 6 weeks, it feels like?
Right. I mean, trust me, second week into it feels a little lengthy.
And Tommy White with a slow chopper. Garcia will cut off the shortstop Bobby Witt and make the out at first. 2 gone. Well, this is probably a lot longer campaign than anyone could have expected on the Royals side of things for Daniel Lynch.
Well, but I think too, Jenny, to the credit of Daniel Lynch, if you go out and you're able to log outs in the fashion that he has right now, in the efficient manner that he has, you know, we were talking about it with Mason Barnett and his outing, where you start to creep into the 75, 80 pitch territory in such a short amount of time, and how that taxes the body very differently than being able to get through, say, 6 innings, maybe even 7 innings on 75, 80 pitches, right? It's just a completely different demand of the body.
There's the 1-1 to Butler, and it's fouled.
And so if you told the Royals or Daniel Lynch that he was going to be able to go out, throw 40-plus pitches, and would find himself getting through 4 innings, he'd be pretty excited about that.
Yeah, let's not play 40 innings today, okay?
I'm good with that.
1 and 2's the count for Butler with 2 outs. And he'll take strike 3. Another efficient inning for Daniel Lynch the 4th.
Calling all hunters. You can join us Wednesday, August 28th, as we take on the Minnesota Twins. It's going to be an epic Hone Moon celebration and a legendary takedown on the field. You can be one of the first through the gates to secure an exclusive A's K-Pop Demon Hunters co-branded jersey giveaway and bring that Golden Idol energy right with you into the stands. Get your tickets now at athletics.com/tickets.
Bobby Witt Jr. swings at the first pitch, fouls it towards the A's dugout. I think Bobby Witt's more of a dynamite guy or a soda pop guy.
Probably soda pop guy.
Yeah, probably. He's a hits kind of guy.
Soda pop's a hit.
That's right. And 1 count. Big game for Bobby yesterday. 3 for 4. Homer, drove in 3 runs, stole a base, and you look at what he's done the last 6 games. 360 is the batting average with a couple homers. Back-to-back games for him now. With a long ball, and here's last night's.
It jumped all over a mistake. This ball was rifled out of the ballpark. And there's so many things about what Bobby Witt Jr. does on a baseball field that I think just continue to impress teammates, opponents alike. Yeah, I think if I had to come back reincarnated as a position player in today's game,
yeah,
it'd be Bobby Witt Jr.
Well, most games with a homer and a stolen base since 2022. He's on a list with Shohei Ohtani, Francisco Lindor, Jose Ramirez, and Jazz Chisholm Jr. There is one name on there I'm very surprised that does not make that category. Did he get hit?
Well, yeah, they're hit.
Did.
Looks like they're going to give him first base. Yeah, I thought it may have been a foul ball, but Andy Fletcher says, nah, I think that caught him on the forearm. Mark Kotze says, well, forgive us, we're going to take a look here. And they're going to keep it moving. Changeup, yeah, it looks like it was right off that hand pad.
That's 3 straight innings that the Royals have got the leadoff man on. He's able to take care of business, and now we'll try and do it against the tough hitter in Jack Caglione.
And look for Bobby Witt Jr. As you see Jack Perkins go to the slide step. Caglione aggressive. They say he did go around 0-1 But Bobby Witt Jr., you got to believe, Jenny, looking for a way to get himself into scoring position quickly.
And the pitch to the plate, in for strike. 0-2 against Caglione. He's also been swinging a hot stick. .403 over the last 18 games, including 6 homers. He's up to 22 on the season. Leads the Royals in that category. The name that surprised me that's not on the list, PCA. Guy that just hit the 30-30 mark again with a walk-off homer against the White Sox last night.
Well, first Cub to do that, right?
Yeah, first Cub in back-to-back seasons. That's another guy. He's having quite an MVP caliber type season.
I think what has impressed me the most about PCA, I mean, look, you can drool over the offensive production, but it's the caliber of defense.
Yeah.
You know, it's not only the arm, but the routes. And whether it's closing in on baseballs, outrunning baseballs, tracking them down in the gap at the wall, he makes a lot of very difficult plays look elementary almost. And then you realize when you watch some other guys play the position that it's nowhere near that easy.
Here's the 0-2 to Caglione, and it's fouled again. Perkins has showed a few different offerings here. A changeup, fastball sweeper. Any place you want to see him go?
Well, I think he might like that changeup again.
And a swing and a miss. Goes to the slider, gets the strikeout. One gone for Perkins here in the 4th.
Well, this one got a little more gyro action to it, more downward and sweeping towards the back foot.
There's Michael Garcia as one of the 2 hits for the Royals in this game. Check over on Witt. 33 stolen bases for Bobby Witt this season. Witt was out for a couple of weeks with the injury at the end of July and early August. Again, he had Garcia and Vinny Pasquantino out. They've rotated through their fair share. The Royals sitting at 52 and 74. Their struggles have been out on the road, playing .500 here at Kauffman, 30 and 30 with their win last night. Pasquantino waiting on deck. Perkins has an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch and strike 3. It's going to be an immediate ABS challenge from Garcia in this ABS challenge, powered by T-Mobile.
Yeah, that ball looked a bit out. We'll see if Michael Garcia has an argument here.
Calls overturned as a ball. Jaden said he has 2 challenges remaining.
Indeed he did, and Jenny, remember, nobody has been overturned more on their ABS challenges than Andy Fletcher has.
And just like we're gathering data for what players do on the defensive and offensive side of things, obviously umpires get that data gathered too. That'll become part of the game next year, certainly.
Well, and it's something that without a doubt you take into consideration when it's extreme, right? Now, I think the guys who kind of hover around that 50% mark, you might not weight as much, but when we're talking one extreme or the other, you realize, okay, this is kind of an approach I can take.
Here's a ground ball, an opportunity to turn two. Shoveled on to second, off to first, and the double play for the Athletics ends the fourth.
Welcome back to this high roller, brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino. Alika going to work. Little 4-3 earlier in the ball game. Great play to his left. Then let the ball travel on a good throw from Heim to catch the would-be base thief. Alika Williams doing it all.
He's on deck as Max Muncie's leading off. The fifth against a new pitcher. There's a look at Alika.
Well, Jenna has started to talk about, guys who have really taken advantage of the opportunity. And I think as a player, you have to, not get bogged down in how the opportunity has come about, but just the fact that you were in a position to capitalize on it. I think he's done a nice job of that.
Muncie with a high pop on the left side, and Bobby Witt calls all other Royals off. One out. And it will bring up Alika Williams. So you saw the numbers for Mason Black coming in relief for Daniel Lynch the fourth, who gave the Royals 4 innings in a bullpen game. He retired 10 straight, and now with the first out here in the fifth, that's 11 straight A's retired. Last hit they had was Tommy White's RBI single in the first, and that's our score, 1-0. Just highlight Alika's great defense at the plate the last 7 games, hitting .375 to go with the glove. Ground ball to Bobby Witt, playing the high hop. 2 gone. Bring up Daryl Hernandez for the second time, first against Black. Black's trying to pick up the efficiency that Lynch left off with. A couple of single-digit pitch count innings. Lynch had an 8-pitch second, 7-pitch third, and a 7-pitch fourth. That's pitch number 8 of this inning for Black.
Well, fill it up early, get outs often. I think you've seen that from both sides to start this ball game, Jenny.
And a ground ball. Pasquantino will get there and step on the base. Indeed, single digits. A 9-pitch inning for Black here in the fifth. Athletics holding on to a 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the fifth here at the K. Some Athletics fans enjoying the venue here in Kansas City. Good to see the green and gold out and about. I know you got around town today, did some walking, some shopping, as you usually do. Your credit cards maxed out.
Yeah, apparently back to school shopping doesn't end after they've already gotten back to school. I thought that's how that worked.
Just continues. Here's the 0-1 to Vinny Pasquantino. And it'll be a base hit into center field.
Well, Vinny P catching a changeup down and away. He just stays on it. And I think that's the difference between a guy, especially from the left side, who you get to roll over on a changeup.
The old Sasquatch.
I love it.
Salvador Perez with a swing and a miss.
Just never get old for me.
534 career RBI right here in his home ballpark. Tied for second most. Hall of Famer George Brett had 839 of those. Of course, Salvador just passing George in the home run column. Royals franchise history. I mean, really, you look at the front of the jersey, Royal. Well, that's exactly what Salvi has been in this community.
Yeah, I think he's been a leader in so many different ways.
Began his career, in 2011 here.
And I was going to say, Jenny, a down year, which we kind of touched on last night, but I think the production over the long haul has spoke for itself.
The guy remains 261 career hitter. You know, the power he has. The performance and the decline, again, with catching, maybe more of a product of who they have, but it's, you're right, the C on his chest.
That's it. They don't just hand those out. They don't just hand out a C to anybody. Obviously, it's not something that every organization features. And that's something that I truly love about those individuals who have been identified.
To center, Bolte will move towards his left. And the fly ball out is the first. Let's get a quick word from Smud.
This is your home, where the energy behind your most meaningful moments begins. As your community-owned, not-for-profit electric service, you can count on SMUD to power you safely and reliably with clean energy and low rates. Together, we're powering the moments that matter.
One gone, one on, and it'll bring up Michael Massey. Rounded out in the second inning. You're facing Jack Perkins for the first time. And swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. As you talk about Salvador Perez, I think there's another C, Dallas. Not just the captain, but you talk about Clemente Award winner.
Well, that's the idea. It's the human being, right? And I think so often we get caught up in what type of player on the field these guys are.
To the backstop, past Quintino into scoring position, and the wild pitch will mark the first time that the Royals have had a runner on second base tonight.
And this one just ends up sailing out of hand to Perkins. Heim can't get up there in time to knock it down. Tough ask there, even for the tall, lengthy backstop.
Here's the 1-1 to Massey outside.
But look, in a day and age where you almost have to pick your spots when you're talking about who the human being is. I mean, whether you like it or not, there's some guys who are really good at baseball that you might just not want babysitting your children, and that's okay. But I think when you have individuals that have the sort of character that a guy like Salvador Perez has, those individuals should be celebrated, deserve to be celebrated, and it's always nice when, you know, one of the best players on your team for a long time, the leader in your clubhouse, is a leader in the community and is of the quality of character that a guy like Salvador Perez is. That makes life easy on the manager for a lot of different reasons, because the accountability is inherent with the leadership.
Here's the 3-1. Massey goes through and a full count. Yeah, he brought a World Series to this town in 2015, something that, you know, they'll revere forever. World Series MVP. But with that platform, as you're talking about the responsibility, he has poured countless of hours into his home country in Venezuela, into this community in Kansas City, which he calls his second home. Payoff and strike three. ABS challenge.
Pitch is called a strike, hitter's challenging.
From Massey. And this ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
Calls overturn is a ball four.
Well, again, those are the ones that I know we've talked about the numbers for Andy Fletcher behind the plate, but I mean, it's such a close pitch. Those are the ones growing up as a ball player, you're understanding that, hey, those can kind of go either way.
That'll bring up the catcher in Carter Jensen. Perkins was able to get Garcia to roll into a double play to end the fourth. Looking for something similar here in the fifth. Royals with 3 hits, 1 belongs to Jensen. He was caught stealing in the third. Swing and a miss, 2-1. A 3-1 count now for Jensen. Ground ball, this could do it. Alika with the feed over to short and on to first, out.
Ooh.
Double play turn. We'll see if the Royals want to check on it. Quatraro's hands up, waiting for the information inside, and they will not. Another inning-ending double play.
And a baby, roll me up something tight. Let's go hit.
Venture mobile provider for better coverage and bigger savings with Xfinity Mobile, and get Wi-Fi plus 5G that won't strike out. Xfinity, imagine that. A lot of history here for the Royals in Kansas City. A lot of great baseball history here in Kansas City. Athletics up 1-0, and of course, Kansas City home to the Athletics at one point in their long franchise history of 125 years. Love looking at baseball artifacts. We're going to get the chance to go do that tomorrow.
That's right, going to get to go see Mr. Kendrick. Very excited about that. An absolute must-hang when we come to Kansas City.
That's right, the Negro League Baseball Hall of Fame here.
He's incredible. I always say, like, it's like being dropped back in the past, in a time and era in our game that you just, when he's telling the stories, when he's the one that is steering that conversation, it is such a phenomenal experience.
Here's the 0-2 to Bolte. Ground ball. Can it sneak through? To the ground goes Massey, and a throw wide. So Bolte will hustle back to first as the catcher was backing up. A's get their first base runner since the first inning.
Well, a nice play by Massey. Unfortunately, momentum just kept carrying him to the point where the throw sails. See a low slot delivery over there, and Pasquantino doing everything he can to try to make a play on it. That'll go down and knock. The speed of Bolte.
One 1-0 for Geloff. Bolte now with the 4-game hit streak. This is really, Dallas, where the A's have to take advantage. You look at, having a base runner on for several innings. They finally get it with speed. And Zach Geloff, who's your most productive hitter in the active lineup right now in terms of power. Think about all the names absent from the Athletics, and on the IL, Langoliers and Nick Kurtz, Soderstrom, now having season-ending surgery. It's Zach Geloff with 14 home runs that leads the charge. Bolte taken off. Here's the pitch inside, and it will be a walk for Geloff, first and second.
Well, second walk of the ball game for Zach Geloff. Remember, that's how the A's scored their first run. It was a one-out walk to start the ball game for Geloff.
What a gorgeous looking sky here in KC tonight. He's the scoring threat. 2 on, McNeil up. Swings at the first pitch, a liner into left. Bolte getting waved home. Throw in from Lofton, it'll be cut off, and it's 2-0 Athletics.
And once again, no waiting around for Jeff McNeil. Jenny, I do believe so many times that a pitch early in the count, maybe even the first pitch of an at-bat, is going to be your best opportunity to get a good swing off as a hitter. And Jeff McNeil subscribing to that right now. Pitch up and away from his body, able to just slap it to the opposite field. And with Lofton working towards the line, was not going to be able to get around it and make a strong enough throw to challenge Bolte and his speed.
Squares to bunt is Jonah Heim down the line and foul.
I see you working backstop. Yeah, and that's what that little nod right there is, that look like, hey, why not? Figured I'd take a shot. They were giving it to me.
13 straight A's were retired, and now 3 straight have reached here in the 6th. An infield single, a walk, and an RBI base hit for McNeil. Pitch inside 1-1. Himes walked in the game. He also has a line out. That was the 41st RBI for McNeil, and he's the leader in terms of active players. Pasquatch picks it up over to first. And that's the first out. Runners at second and third, a productive out. You got me thinking about that Pasquatch, Paloma, and Sando on the old menu.
Well, yeah, I think you can see the concerted effort there from Heim to get around this ball and pull it to the right side, knowing if he's able to execute, you have what you have now, which is 2 runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs. See if Tommy White can deliver.
Field in. Tommy splits between July and August pretty even. Has 2 extra base hits in each of those months. It was the doubles that came in July, and now the homers here in August in back-to-back games. Here's the 2-0 from Black and a called strike.
You know, these are things that you start to weigh when you're doing the scouting reports. Where are you at in terms of arm strength, the ability to cover ground, get to balls? That may have just narrowly missed Tommy White. But again, you start going over these numbers in the coach's room. You know, where can we run? Who gives us the best opportunity to score on a ball in the gap or a ball towards the line, kind of like the one we just saw with Lofton.
Tommy White
Pitch is
will
called a ball,
take
catcher's
his
challenging.
base, but first an ABS challenge.
Yeah, stays saddled up for the time being.
Ball's overturned into the strike.
ABS powered by
Count is
T-Mobile.
3-2. Kansas City has both challenges remaining.
So the infield remains in a 3-2 count. Got Geloff at third and McNeil at second.
Yeah, Jenny. I mean, no offense to Mr. Fletcher, but I think the numbers kind of bear it out. Every single challenge has been overturned.
100% overturned tonight. Swing and a miss. Tommy White down on strikes. Sweeper fooled him at 81.
Well, Mason Black needed to make a pitch, and he won the battle there. Tommy White, you'd like to see just be able to put something in play. Now it'll be up to Lawrence Butler here with 2 outs.
Butler 0 for 2 tonight. Lawrence did start out the series with a hit in yesterday's game. Coming off a big homestand, he had 4 home runs in his 7 hits that he produced. He's tonight 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Three balls, no strikes, and Lawrence did hold up. A walk will load up the bases with 2 outs, and Max Muncy.
Let's take a gander from the side here. No, he did not. Law Dog able to hit the E-brake.
To bring out pitching coach Brian Sweeney, and this meeting on the mound is brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. Black working through his 2nd inning, trying to complete it. Needs 1 more out to do it. He did face Max to start his outing in the 5th. Got Muncy to pop up. Muncy 1 for 4 on the season with bases loaded, and he'll take the first pitch outside. Six straight balls out of the hand of Mason Black. Make it 7, 3-0 count.
Well, if you're Max Muncy, you almost think to yourself, I'm going to need you to do this twice. Now, nobody likes hitting with 2 strikes, but Mason Black just struggling right now to get back into the zone.
And the 3-0. It is a called strike off the sinker.
Pitch number 28 on its way. More balls than strikes.
And the 3-1. And it'll miss in, walk in a run. Max will pick up his 22nd RBI as Geloff comes home, and the A's up 3-0. Traro getting on the phone, calling down to the pen, and Carter Jensen's going to try and buy some time as he heads out to the mound ahead of the pinch hitter, Donovan Walton. This meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price.
Yeah, and Jenny, I think you're right. This little chit chat here just about buying a little extra time for that bullpen to get going. Matty Q just looking for somebody that can throw strikes down there. Mason Black has had a tough time of finding his way back into the strike zone right now.
Well, nothing like a pinch hit opportunity with bases loaded. First pitch, a swing and a miss. After a timeout, Walton back in the batter's box. Offensively, the pinch hitters for the Athletics not super successful this season. Batting average coming into the series at 179. Finally, someone warming up for the Royals in Carlos Duran. The A's are 9 for their last 25 in pinch hit ABs. Ground ball fouled on the first baseline.
And knowing that the A's have relied on matchups throughout the ball game, I think it's one thing to not have a ton of opportunity to pinch hit. It's another for that to be essentially part of the game. So I think for the A's to be able to find different ways to be successful in that, big part of who they're going to have to be, especially down the stretch here.
1 ball and 2 strikes for Walton. Swung on in the air to center. And the fly ball routine for Isbell, who will make the catch. So bases left loaded, but the A's did cash in for 2. They're up 3-0, middle of 6.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, now open daily. Come try Vertigo 360, our spinning, flipping, over-the-top new ride. Save on passes and wristbands at beachboardwalk.com.
Back to the action. 3-0 Athletics, bottom of the 6th. Jack Perkins has Kyle Isbell, the 9-hole hitter. A's have allowed traffic in 4 of the 5 innings. And Donovan Walton remains in the game at second base after he replaced Delika Williams as the pinch hitter in the top of the 6th. He's able to get 2 runs across. Add to their lead, and now looking for that shutdown inning. Strike 3. Good start for Perkins.
Perk able to punch his way through the back door there. A bit elevated. Isbell just kind of gave up on it.
Brings up Nick Lofton for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game, playing the first time against the A's here in the series. We're going to have an ABS challenge after the ball call, so Jonah Heim getting in on the challenging action.
Call the ball, catcher's challenging. Calls confirmed the ball. The Athletics have 1 challenge remaining.
Well, that is the first challenge tonight that has not been overturned.
That ABS powered by T-Mobile. So 1-0 to Lofton, a swing and a miss. called strike off that sweeper. Strike 3.
Do it, Pert. Back-to-back punch-outs looking. And that's 96 outer third, just couldn't get it going. Can I help you, Lofton? No thanks. Just looking.
Perkins threw 3 1/3 here. Coming out of the bullpen tonight as the bulk reliever for the A's. Brady Basso opened things up, 2 1/3 for him. Didn't allow a run off 2 hits and a strikeout. Two 2-0 count against Bobby Witt Jr. Reached on a hit by pitch in the 4th. Drew Braum starting to warm, the left-hander for the A's. Three and one. 5th season in the big leagues now for Bobby Witt Jr. Numbers so impressive across the board for him, a 3-time All-Star now. But I think, Dallas, you look at the number of games played each and every year. He posts.
Oh, yeah.
He's played 150 or more games, and I'm not quite sure he'll have the opportunity to get there this year. He's at 107 games played, and today marks game 127. So my kid started 3rd grade math. I'm practicing. It's 20 games missed already, right? Strikeout. How about that? Striking out the side for Jack Perkins here in the 6th. Shutdown inning.
Gear up on Saturday, August 29th. The A's take on the Orioles. You can arrive early to score an exclusive Sacramento Puffer Vest giveaway and represent the capital city in style all season long. Upgrade your fan fit and be there for an unforgettable night at the ballpark. Get your tickets right now at athletics.com/promotions.
You know who would love that puffer vest?
Your husband.
Well, maybe, yeah. Ground ball, 3rd base. And Garcia with the stop. He'll use the bounce, and Hernandez retired.
Pretty good play there on the back end by the Pasquatch. Not an easy hop to handle. Took a bit for Michael Garcia to get to his feet, but once he did, able to get the throw over there, just short, however, and Pasquantino did not have the luxury of a short hop here. He had to stretch out and go get this ball that bounced well in front of him.
That'll bring up Henry Bolte. He'll take the pitch outside, 1-0. I think the puffer vest belongs in my father-in-law's collection, his capsule wardrobe. Often seen in the puffer vest. Ground ball to short. Bobby Witt will backhand it. High throw, but Pasquantino gets to it. 2 gone.
The puffer vest du jour?
Yes. I think he needs one that's green and says Sacramento on it.
Well, we know some folks.
August 29th. Get on out to the ballpark and get your own puffer vest. Were you surprised that Black came back out for another inning of work here? I
was, frankly. Just the way things had gone in that inning.
Swing and a miss for Geloff.
I think for the Royals, you know, knowing this is a bullpen game, they're on the downside of things right now.
Called strike 0-2.
I mean, something that Mason Black has done, though, is he's gone out there and he's been extended. He's been up as high as 86 pitches.
Yeah, he had 5 innings against the Cubs 2 outings ago. They used him for 3 on their last road trip against the Dodgers. He's averaging 2 innings of work per outing, which is tied for 5th most by an American League relief pitcher. Popped up and fouled back. But I think it was just the fact that in that 6th inning, he faced 8 batters. He issued 3 walks. Really out of the zone, but he's clearly come back on the attack. A couple of ground ball outs, and now has Geloff 1 and 2. Swung on in the air to left. Lofton with a long run over towards the line, and he'll make the catch. 3 up, 3 down in the 7th. Time to stretch here in Kansas City. Athletics up by 3.
You can relive one of the most electric plays in franchise history. Friday, August 28th, A's take on the Orioles. You can be there early to honor Skipper Mark Kotze's Inside the Park home run bobblehead, commemorating his legendary high-speed postseason moment. Kick off your weekend with an instant classic collectible. Get your tickets right now at athletics.com/promotions.
Should you get a stopwatch on the old Skipper there?
You know, I'm going to have to review the tape. Because he could motor in his day. Cut the corner here and there, you know.
He was flying.
Well, time to get rambunctious. Drew Rom on the mound. 9th appearance for the Southpaw. Well, the Athletics between Basso, Perkins, have done a fantastic job of navigating this Royal lineup, who just a night ago, Jenny.
In the air to left, going back and leaping up. Can't get there. Muncy wants to play it off the wall. Into second is Jack Caglione. And that's the first extra base hit for the Royals tonight.
Well, a leadoff double. Caglione winning the left-on-left battle here to start the 7th. See Muncy leap and make an attempt at this ball.
They're trying to get his attention as they time out, and Rom finally catches Jonah Heim. And now a timeout from the batter, but Rom a little delayed, and now we're going to have the conversation about it.
Well, now this is just a conversation about engagement here. Maikel Garcia wanted to make sure that he wasn't charged a timeout.
And the pitch. In for a strike up the splitter. Rom ahead 0-2. Was just claimed off waivers from the Brewers on August 11th. He does have a win in 3 appearances with the A's, 2 innings. And strike 3.
Yeah, good pitch away. Garcia locked up on a heater arm side. I think he might have been looking for something a little different.
Four of the last 5 batters have struck out against A's pitching. You go back to the 6th. Jack Perkins finished his outing strong, striking out the side. Pasquantino had a single, got to second in the 5th. And that's as far as he got. Now Jack Caglione stands there after his leadoff double. Here's the 2-0. Swung on and a liner into right. Charging around is Caglione. Pasquantino to second. That's where the throw will go. And it's an RBI double for Vinny Pasquantino to get the Royals on the board. And the A's now up by just 2 with that sighting.
The Pasquatch on the prowl. 2 left-handers against Rom the lefty here with a couple doubles to their credit. This one here from Vinny Pasquantino, an RBI double.
As the Pasquatch goes back, Mark Kotze comes out for a pitching change. Drew Rom faced the minimum, and now the A's will go back to their pen. A runner in scoring position and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics.
Royals threatening here in the 7th. They got 1 on, 1 out. They just scored a run. And now it'll be up to Luis Medina.
Well, we've seen Medina in several different high leverage situations. At the very end of the ball game. And I think here a pretty good opportunity to quote unquote save the game. You know, 1 run across, another runner in scoring position, just 1 out.
First pitch strike to Salvador Perez.
Oh, the hands. Arcatse. He caught that on a short hop with the throwing hand.
He can do it all. Medina checks back on Pasquantino, delivers the pitch, but outside. Perez hitting just 185 this season with runners in scoring position. Ground ball here. Charging in Hernandez. And the throw over to first, 2 gone. That'll bring up the left-handed hitter in Michael Massey. Massey with the ground ball over to first, and McNeil will take it himself. So a good job by Luis Medina to come in and leave 1 on. 3-1 game after 7.
Time of the play of the day presented by your California Ford dealings, and the dudes on the bump been dealing. Brady Basso, 2 innings of Pretty clean work for the left-hander to start the ball game. Turned it over to Jack Perkins, 3 2/3, just a knock allowed, and that's it. 4 punch-outs, including the side retired in the 6th. And the Medina coming in with a runner on, able to take care of a couple Royals to end the threat there in the 7th.
Jeff McNeil, no shock, swings at the first pitch. This time, fly ball in foul territory. A reset. We'll have to get the percentages of first pitch swings for Jeff McNeil here in the last couple of weeks. What would you guess it's at?
Well, he's been going early. I'd say probably close to 30%.
Oh, I was going to say 75%. Alex Lang, the pitcher for the Royals, third pitcher they've used. That'll be a strike after third base umpire Visconti says McNeil went around 0-2. Two-hit game for Jeff. He's driven in a run. He's up 3-1 over the Royals.
Well, this powerful performance is brought to you by Xfinity. Stepped up early, and Jenny saw a pitch early he liked. Got a pretty good swing off, shot it the other way, put the A's on the board again. I tell you, Jeff McNeil, I think just in terms of staying on top of things in regards to his preparation, has been a model of consistency.
Ouch.
Right off that shin guard. Didn't feel great.
Nope. That's one thing that won't happen for him on the golf course. You're not going to foul your tee shot into your shin.
Yeah, Jeff won't.
Have you done that?
No.
Just checking. Jeff, the ground ball to Garcia, shaded more towards the shortstop position, and the ground ball out is the first of the 8th. Here's Jonah Heim. Jonah worked a walk in the first, but 0 for 2. Jonah lifts this high in the air, popped up to the second baseman, Massey. 2 away. And here's the rookie, Tommy White. Tommy flashing power in back-to-back games. First 2 big league homers. First on the road came yesterday. Got that nickname Tommy Tanks in college, of course. 75 career home runs in college, tied with Jack Caglione of the Royals. Also at 75 homers in college. They're tied for 8th most in the NCAA on the Division I list.
And Tommy with back-to-back 24 homer seasons at LSU.
Yeah. LSU, of course, defeating Florida, or Caglione win in 2023 College World Series. Cag's quite the pitcher back then, but was tagged for 6 runs in an inning and a third. Coming in's Garcia, and he will beat Tommy White to first. 3 up, 3 down in the 8th. We'll move to the bottom half, a 2-run lead for the A's. This game summary is brought to you by Toyota. Well, it's been a game of openers here. Brady Basso opened things up for the Athletics. The Royals had Daniel Lynch the 4th. A's able to strike first. They got on the board in the 1st against Lynch, and then added again in the 6th. Jeff McNeil 2 for 4, 2 singles and an RBI. Vinny Pasquantino with the RBI double that got the Royals on the board in the 7th. But those openers able to give a little bit more length than just that first inning or facing the first couple of batters, and I think it's helped both bullpens kind of get to their bulk.
It has. I mean, I think out of the gate, and even really it's been 1 inning, I think, combined, where there has been extended time out there, and that was the 6th inning, where you saw Mason Black struggle to pin down the strike zone. 8 hitters came up to the plate, 2 scored, 1 walked in. But I think for the most part, both sides, I mean, look, it's a low scoring affair, right? Hasn't been a ton of offense, just 9 total hits combined.
Two-two count for Medina against Carter Jensen. And the pitch outside, it'll be full. Yeah, low offensive production, kind of something expected coming into this series between these two squads. But the Royals put up 9 runs yesterday, and that was the most run production that they had had since double-digit runs scored back in early July. A's averaging just 3.7 runs per game out on the road this year. And the payoff misses. It'll be a leadoff walk to Jensen.
And this is where I think it goes without saying, but late in the ball game here, Jenny, these are moments you like to avoid, right? The free passes. Giving away 90 feet for free. And whether it's a leadoff walk, whether it's defensive miscue, whatever it may be, because as it stands right now, we know you're 1 swing away from a tie ball game.
Tommy in on the grass, swinging away, double play chance. Medina to second, on to first, and the A's able to turn it. Leadoff walk erased for Luis Medina.
Just what you needed. The long, lengthy Medina able to field the ball, and what I can appreciate here from Medina is there's no wasted movement in terms of footwork. You'll see him gather it, left foot, right foot. It's a quick exchange of the feet here. You got a good base underneath him. Gets it over to Darryl, who's able to finish off the throw on the back end. I mean, after a leadoff walk, there's just nothing better, Jenny, than being able to roll up a quick double play for yourself. This meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price, and that's really just giving Medina a quick second to catch his breath after moving around a bit, making sure you have an idea of how you want to go about getting the man at the plate out.
And that man at the plate, Isaac Collins, who's doing the pinch hitting here for Nick Lofton. Switch hitter from the left side. One-0 count to start. It was just, what, 2 days ago in West Sacramento, we were watching some PFPs, some pitcher fielding practice. So not lost the work that those pitchers do on their defense. And then in situations like that, what you're describing, being able to efficiently handle business. Not out of the 8 innings, the A's pitchers have allowed the leadoff batter to get on base in 6 of the 8 frames. But after that double play, just 1 of the 6 times the run came across, and that was back in the 7th inning when Caglione had the leadoff double and ended up scoring off Pasquantino's double. Caglione with the batting helmet on, and he's hoping he has to remove that here shortly. And a walk to Collins will bring up Bobby Witt Jr., and Caglione will head on deck. Pitch missing outside.
So now this just becomes a little tougher here, because obviously the guy at the plate can make you pay for a mistake. You can say the same thing about the guy behind him on deck in Caglione.
Foul ball makes it 1-1. Check over at first. Witt's short history with Medina has him 2 for 3. And this bounces away. Jonah can't find it. To second is Collins. And finally Jonah gets the ball and keeps Collins at second.
Well, not much of a chance there at all, really, for Heim. Just trying to throw a body part at it and see if you can't keep it in front of you. And that ball well out in front of the plate. See it skip up and catch him right in the mask.
So now that potential second run in scoring position here for Kansas City. Two and two count for Bobby Witt.
A little battle here.
And the pitch, did he go? He did not.
Ooh, so close.
3 and 2's the count. 2 outs and a runner on second. Medina versus Witt Jr. Here's the pitch, and it's outside. Bobby Witt works a walk. Third one Medina has allowed here this inning. And with first and second, Mark Kotze is going to head to the bullpen ahead of Jack Caglione. We'll take a break and be right back. A's up 3-1.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places.
Royals have the tying runs on base here. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, and it'll be up to Hogan Harris to stop the late inning threat.
Well, Hogan, 12 saves under his belt so far this season. 58th appearance for the left-hander, on to face a tough left-hander in his own right, in Jack Caglione.
Caglione 0 for 2 against Hogan Harris when he's faced him, 2 strikeouts.
Tags has fared decent against the Southpaws this season, hitting .258, 7 homers.
Take the first pitch, and it's out of the zone, 1-0.
Well, I think by that swing, you get the sense that Caglione may be looking for something soft. Remember, Hogan Harris, .282 average against left-handers. That's what they're hitting against the southpaw.
Another foul ball, 1-2. Medina stares on after getting up 3 walks. Got the double play, but 2 of them remain on base. And the 1-2, a ground ball. Hernandez comes over, bobbles it, gets the throw to first, and out is the call. We'll see what Kansas City does here. Matt Quattraro does want to check it.
Well, it was the hustle down the line from Caglione. And I think Darryl.
The call on the field is out at first base. Kansas City's challenging.
Right on the heel of the glove, maybe even the wrist. But the speed from Caglione down the line, the hustle, and coming out of the left-hand batter's box. And you see his foot on the bag well before the ball in the back of the glove of Jeff McNeil. Not going to need to take long on this, I don't think. It'll be safe. You can hear the folks here at the K. They just took a look at the bid board and got their answer.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner's safe. Kansas City will retain the count.
Still in flight.
That manager's challenge was brought to you by Mazda. So Matt Quattraro has his Royals loaded up on the bases and 2 outs, and now Dan Hubbs out to have a meeting on the mound. And this meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. Hogan Harris looking to bear down.
Well, Jenny, for those, we'll start here. For those scoring at home, that'll go down a hit. And Hogan Harris, 12 appearances of 4 outs or more this season.
First pitch to Michael Garcia in the air, and there is Butler. Able to get out number 3. Hogan Harris walks off the mound, and to the 9th we go. He's up by 2. Athletics up 3-1, and certainly could use some insurance here. That bottom of the 8th getting a little hairy behind Luis Medina and the walks that he allowed. Had 2 on for Hogan Harris to come in. An infield hit from Jack Caglione, and luckily able to strand all 3 base runners. Now it's up to Lawrence Butler to spark a little offensive fire. He'll do it against a fresh arm for the Royals and Carlos Duran. And a base hit for Lawrence. Into left field. Lawrence's first hit coming right on time.
Well, it sure is. Now let's see if you can scratch out a run worth of insurance here. It would go a long way, considering the momentum the Royals feel like they've built. Ball kind of off the end of the bat there from Lawrence. A little closer to the cup than the barrel. Either way, you get it past Bobby Witt Jr., you like your chances.
Carlos Cortez in to pinch hit for Max Muncy. So they'll get left-handed bat in against the big righty. And Duran just recalled today from the Royals. They actually optioned out former Athletic Lucas Ursig after his rough outing yesterday.
Those are the numbers for Duran his season at AAA. Split time between Dodgers and the Royals.
Remember, of course, that major league debut came with the A's last year.
Yep.
Outside to Cortez. As Collins remains in the game in left field. Squared to bunt. It is a strike.
And it was a very brief stint.
Yes.
With the Athletics. I'm talking a third of an inning type brief.
Here's a ground ball, slowly hit towards Witt. Trying to turn two, they just get the one at second. Hit way too slow, but lead runner is out, and Cortez replaces him at first.
And that just tells you the kind of heads-up play there from Bobby Witt Jr. Not only to get over there in time, but able to make that underhand shovel pass from a lengthy distance. This is not easy to do. At times what you'll see is guys end up holding on to the baseball just a little too long. That ball starts to sail upward instead of taking a more direct path to the target.
Donovan Walton fouls back the first pitch. .290 is the batting average for Walton against right-handed pitchers. Called strike, 0-2. Walton will take his time out. And the pitch sails to the backstop. It'll put Cortez into scoring position, and this is where Walton thrives. .333. That's where the batting average goes when he has a runner on second or third.
Yeah, this ball just never even close.
And a swing and a miss. Walton down on strikes. 2 gone.
Pitch up and elevated to backup slider. Still able to get the result they're looking for.
Well, it'll be up to Daryl Hernandez here to try and get that insurance run. Daryl booting a ball that got bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th. Luckily A's were able to get out of it. Takes the first pitch. Did go down as a hit though for Caglione. All 3 outs, ground ball outs for Daryl tonight. See if he can get one through. Big hole on the right side. Hogan staying loose in the dugout, looking for that 4-out save tonight. 2-1. Here's the ground ball, and it is to Massey, second baseman, on to Pasquantino. And the 3rd out of the top of the 9th. Hogan Harris trying to close it out when we return.
Folks, you can help us strike out hunger in Sacramento Saturday, August 29th. Bring 3 or more unexpired shelf-stable food items to either gate until the 4th inning to support the River City Food Bank. Every donor who gives 3 or more items will score a complimentary ticket to watch the A's battle the Astros in September. Do good in the community, score free baseball, and secure full details at athletics.com/food drive.
Back here at Kauffman Stadium, game 2 of the 4-game set, and the Athletics looking to even up the series. Took the loss last night. They've been ahead the whole game, 3-1 the score right now. And Hogan Harris, who got the last out of the 8th, looking for 3 more. Pasquantino, Salvador Perez, and Michael Massey due up in the 9th for the Royals. Just his 2nd game returning from the IL. Vinny Pasquantino with 2 hits in the ball game, including an RBI double. Got the lone run on the board for KC. Here's the 0-1 from Harris. Swung on, lifted in the air to right. Butler on the move back. Butler at the wall. He'll leap, and Butler makes the catch.
Well, I don't know that this ball was going out, Jenny, but Butler chopped his steps, got to the wall, sized it up, and either way, it was able to come down with it. See him right at the wall. And this ball was not going to be a homer, but either way, you walk away with an out. And Vinny Pasquantino walking away a little disappointed.
He's looking for 2 more. 1-0 count to Salvador Perez. Perez 0 for 3 here in game 2. I'll check on home plate umpire Andy Fletcher. Had a couple of mask mishaps the last few games.
And they've worn a few. Jansen last night wore one. This one, I mean, if there's anything in your favor, it's that it was maybe just off center. Don't know how much of a difference that really makes in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, you got 2 true catchers sitting right there and both quickly checking on him. I'm not sure if that's a comfortable feeling or not. Here's the 1-1. Perez fouls it back. I think we'll see Salvi in the field one of the next 2 games. Whether he catches or plays him first.
You might see him over at first base.
The 2-2. This is low, and it'll be a full count now for Perez. Massey on deck. Reached once tonight by a walk. Here's the pitch. And it will be catcher's interference. That was interesting. Salvador Perez, whether he didn't hear home plate umpire, was ignoring home plate umpire Andy Fletcher.
Yeah, you can see the glove. Get clipped on the backside.
He's took a look inside. They do not want to challenge. So that'll bring the potential tying run to the plate, and Michael Massey with Salvador Perez on first. And whatever Salvi relayed to Jeff McNeil, it got him laughing about it. So that's 3 straight games we've seen a catcher's interference. 0-1's the count. In the air and foul.
Well, Massey has been a tough customer against left-handers as well. Massey hitting .312 against southpaws. 3 homers to his credit. Down here 0-2 to Hogan Harris.
And the pitch. 1-2. A's do have one ABS challenge left. Kansas City has both of theirs here in the 9th. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and fouled. Harris got save at number 12 2 days ago. That's when the Athletics completed their series victory over the Rangers in Sacramento. Here's the pitch, lifted out towards right and foul. A long foul ball. Another close one, and
Pitch is called a ball,
it will
catcher
be
challenging.
a 3-2 count, but here's that ABS challenge. This ABS
it's
powered by
confirmed it is a
T-Mobile,
ball.
and it is confirmed a ball. So Jonah
The
Heim
Athletics have no more challenges.
losing the second potential challenge, and now out of challenges are the A's. 3-2. 1 out, and Salvador Perez on first. Here's the pitch. Liner up the middle. Hernandez can't get to it. Salvador Perez will stop at second. Base hit for Massey. And now the tying run on.
That ball laced right back up the middle. Massey doing a nice job of just staying on it, sending it right back up through the box. And Jenny, like I thought, the Royals are going to lift Salvador Perez over there, give themselves a better opportunity to push a run across.
They'll go with John Rave as the pinch runner. After the meeting on the mound, it's going to be first and second with 1 out for Carter Jensen. Jensen has 1 of the 7 hits for Kansas City tonight. Caught stealing. He also rolled into a double play and walked. Here's the pitch. Dropped by Heim. That was just a straight shot.
Looks like they're having a tough time of getting that buttoned up there, that throat protector.
Harris has 22 pitches, came in the 8th. Faced 2 batters, got the final out through traffic. And now traffic here in the 9th after the mini delay. It looks like the mask of the umpire all fixed up, ready to go. 1-0 is the count for Jensen. Rave at second, Massey at first. And the pitch from Harris, missing low. Alvarado's starting to warm here. It is a 4-pitch walk to load the bases. Looks like Tyler Tolbert will be the pinch hitter for Kyle Isbell.
Well, that just leaves Maley on the bench for Macrotraro. Johnny Tolbert, a 275 hitter against left-handers in his 51 at-bats.
Bases juiced, one out. 0-1's the count. Tying run sits at second. Winning run at first. Here's a ground ball, but foul. A's have had to fight for their wins. Last 26 games, they've had the lead in 19 of them, but they are just 7-12 in those 19. Trying to hang on here in Kansas City. Here's the 0-2. It's high. Check him.
Ooh.
Held up. Count even. 2-2.
Oh my, that's a swing. That is a swing. That is just tough. Tough tickets for the Athletics.
Tolbert took a timeout, now back in the batter's box. Here's the pitch, a ground ball and through on the left side. Rave comes home, getting waved is the tying run, and we are knotted at 3. Well, Marcotte is going to have a few words for the umpire, have a feeling on his way out to make a pitching change. What could have been strike 3 ends up extending the AB for the pinch hitter Tolbert, and he drives in the tying run.
Yeah, I think Marcotte understandably hot about the call, or the no call, I should say. But Hogan Harris, with nowhere to put Tolbert, forced to pour one into the strike zone. It's a breaking ball that stays elevated, and Tolbert able to tug it through that hole on the left side. Not hit terribly hard. There was no shot of a throw from Cortez coming in to challenge the tying run. And we've got ourselves a brand new ball game with the Athletics on the ropes here in the bottom of the 9th.
Royals tied up the game. They have the winning run on second base. And now Elvis Alvarado. It's going to be up to him, but it was a tough one here.
Well, the game-tying hit comes right after this swing that was not called a swing.
And you said it, Marcotte understandably heated. He did just get ejected from the ball game, and a lot of the reason probably has to do with the conversation that he had in between that pitching change. So Katse has been tossed, one out, swung on into center field. Bolte there to make the catch for out number 2. It was first base umpire Alex Tosi that ejected Mark Katse. Bobby Witt Jr. up to bat as the Royals have their game-winning run on second base in Carter Jensen. A flare into shallow left. That's going to get down. Here comes the run home. Here's the throw. And the Royals have walked off the Athletics. A 4-3 final in game 2, as the Royals have won back-to-back games against the A's. Bobby Witt Jr. comes up with his 3rd career walk-off hit, and it was almost like you could feel this one bubbling up.
You sure could. And Jenny, to be candid, that's about as disappointing of a loss as you can experience, considering how the ball game went, the outstanding performances you got early from the pitching staff for the Athletics, but it was the inability to lock it down when you needed to most. And the threat from the Royals, a combination of plate discipline, a combination of getting a call that goes their way, and the A's just not able to clear that hurdle. And Alvarado coming in, charging it with a fastball, starts to run in off the hands, but Bobby Witt strong enough to fight it off, dump it in front of Cortez, who just does not have a chance to make a play. And the Royals able to come up big here late in the ball game. You want to talk about a tough loss for the Athletics, Jenny. This is one of the tougher ones this season.
The Royals have won 3 in a row, 4 of their last 5, and the Athletics dropping 2 straight to open up the 4-game set here in Kansas City. Disappointment in the 9th inning for the green and gold. We'll wrap it all up on the post-game show. Stay tuned. A's Cast on NBC Sports, presented by Toyota, starts right now.
This one just doesn't seem right. The way the A's played in this game, and you look at that last inning, the bottom of the 9th, with 1 out, it looks like a check swing for strikeout. Boy, how that changes the game, because right after that, you get a base hit that ties the game, and eventually the walk.